Hi guys, welcome to the channel tonight as we're down in France in Chambéry airport and we're going to be taking a flight down to Gran Canaria. I thought I'd use the TUI in the nice lovely yellow livery today, the German airline. As we cruise for a flight level of 360, we're going to be departing runway 36 for runway 03 left. So we've got the Reshade back in, which is really good. As you can tell, it's pitch black and everything's working fine with Vulkan 11.50. Tried reinstalled Reshade this morning and everything worked fine, so there was no problems on that front. So today we can have a really good flight. We've got Orthos in down in Gran Canaria, so it should make do for a really nice approach as I've seen it already. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. And what we can do now is get into this lovely aircraft and start her up. Okay, so we're in the 737-8 now, and what we can do is we can go and start her up. So we'll put our battery on and guarded, standby power on and ground power on as well. We'll go change our DCs to bat and ground power. After that we'll go ahead and align the IRS, put them both to nav. You know what, we'll do that one again. There we go. Okay, so after that we'll arm our emergency light, we'll put our chimes on, put our seatbelts to auto, go ahead and start the APU now, and we'll put the one pump on. For that we'll put our engine starts onto both so it makes life easier, and we'll go ahead and turn our panels on with our circuit breakers, and now we'll go and test the window heat. So we'll turn all of them on, and we'll put our probes on as well with our trimmer. We've got our packs left and right with our electrics, and we turn the APU bleed on, and we've got a flight level today of 360. So we'll go ahead and punch that in. 360, landing elevation of 78, so I'm just going to keep that at 50. So that's all good, just waiting for the APU. So what we can do now is we'll go into the FMC and we'll light up our background and our panels. So we'll go in and basically set everything up for the aircraft. So on our position we've got Lima Foxtrot, Lima Bravo. So Lima Foxtrot, Lima Bravo, plug that in, take that there, and there we go, we've come to life. So we are going to Golf Charlie Lima Papa. Now I didn't get no flight plan with this, so I had to basically get my own flight plan. So I'm going to go in and get the ATIS, which is Lima Foxtrot Lima Bravo, and we're using the real-time weather today. I haven't changed it or altered it in any way. On our departure, we're going to be departing runway 36, and now I'll get our route up that I specifically made, should we say. So once we leave there, we're going to go direct to Gipno, which is like so, and then from Gipno, don't know why it disappeared for like that. Let's try it again. Victor Tango Bravo. There we go. And then we want to go to Hotel India Juliet. Left. It's going to be the Summer 5 Charlie if it's there. It should be really good if it is. This is Summer 5 Charlie, and we're going to be coming in on the ILS, and the one we want is the ILS Yankee. We'll turn that on. Okay, so here's our this is what's going to happen for our route. So we're going to go from Gipno, which is where we're going to basically come down through Seville. We'll just put that back in there so we can form a nice big circle, and then we'll come down for HE and then for Oaxaca. Once we come all the way down, we're going to come straight down. We'll run up the glide path and then we'll spin a 180 degree back around and come in for runway 03 left. So that is how it's all going to go down. So right now we'll go ahead and go into our perf so we can get that all done. So we've entered in all of that. We're going to basically do our takeoff. We'll do our flaps 5. And we've got a 135, 137 and a 147, so we'll go ahead and bug that. 147, flight level of 360. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn the flight directors on. Go over to our overhead panel now. We'll get the APU gen on, and because we are getting ready to go, we'll turn on all of our pumps and we can get the aircraft all set up. So we've got the gens on now, everything's all good. We'll fasten the seat belts, we'll turn the packs off, and we'll call the tug in to come and get us. And we'll put the yaw damper on. So let's go and get the tug and we'll get ready to get out of here. And before I forget, let me disconnect the stairs and remove the ASU. So everything is good there, and now we can go ahead and get on our journey.
Knowledge. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, so we're ready to go.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, tow is now driving up, so we can get out of here. So yeah, we've got the reshading, so it looks quite nice. Makes a change. Didn't really like the look of the sim looking normal yesterday, as it looked a little bit off. But now the reshade's back, should be really nice. Okay, so we're on a 335
okay.
heading.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
.355 degree for the runway, so we'll turn that and we'll put our max bank to 30. Got everything now all disconnected, ready to go. Put our TARA on, and what's the weather? Weather should be pretty clear. And for terrain, obviously we've got quite a lot of terrain in the area. Let's turn that down. There we go. So, as you can see, we are surrounded by mountains. Put the auto brake to RTO as we get ready to move off.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and release the parking brake. Whoops.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and we'll start engine number 2. and then we've got engine number 1. Okay, so number 1 will switch back over, and then we'll set up the Gen 1. What we're going to look at is our ATIS for the runway. So we've got our QNH, which is a 1025. Which is set. The weather's variable. And for our center of gravity, let's go ahead and get that. So center of gravity is 16.8. 16.8. Okay, that'll give us a 5.9 on the trim. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So the trim's all set. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and switch over to the Gen 1. We're going to put our packs back on. We'll turn the isolation valves to auto. The APU bleed can go off with the APU. And we'll go ahead and pull the parking brake so tug can get out. And then we can taxi on down. So we're literally going to taxi straight ahead down the runway and get out of here. So should make do for a nice arrival today. It's nice to have the Reshade back in. I'd rather see a dark cockpit. One thing that the Reshade does help with in the HDR is it clears up a lot of the fuzziness from long distance. And advice as well, if you turn down your visibility a little, so you've got more visibility, that will stop some of the blurriness that you might get from distance. Like if you look in the distance with the clear blue sitting on the mountain with the visibility, that can become a problem if you're coming in on low visibility approaches, because it's the bit rate of the recording. So if you ever find that, then all you have to do is just increase your bit rate when recording your flight, and it should be a lot clearer. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye bye. So we're all set to go. The auto brake is now set to RTO. Everything's all good over here. The system's okay over here. Nothing to report back. So we'll go ahead and do our systems check. Okay, so we've got full left, full right, full forward, full back, rudder left, and rudder right. Okay, so that's the systems all done, so we'll go ahead and drop our flaps 5. Okay, so now we're all ready to go. Systems are checked. What we can do is we'll turn on the taxi lights, we'll tell the cabin we are ready to go. One last look on the overhead, everything looks okay to me. So what we can do now is we'll go ahead, release the parking brake, and we'll spool up to runway 36. So now we've got the Reshade in Vulkan. This is where the test really comes for smoothness, because now we've got everything that I need to run my sim as usual, except we've got the added extras of Vulkan, etc. And yeah, they're running nice and smooth. When I started the flight in cold and dark, it was this was like 85 frames. Obviously once the light and everything comes up, I was sticking around 65 frames, which is perfect because my settings are on max. I've got the anti-aliasing, which the Smart 4K TV is doing. so I can turn that completely off, which frees up more space for the HDR and texture settings, which are maxed. The only thing that isn't maxed is my buildings, and the reason I don't have the a lot of buildings too much is because if you're using orthos, as long as your zoom level is quite nice, then it will give the illusion that you have 3D buildings there. So I wouldn't look at that as much of a problem. My building settings are only on half, so you know, but everything else is max. Anti-aliasing completely off, and you know what the sim would look like if anti-aliasing was completely off, so the TV's doing the work for me on that front. As we now head down to runway 36, which is just a stone's throw away. We'll then get ready to depart, and as I say, we've got the orthos down in Gran Canaria, which is going to be really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. I had a little look at the airport before we done the flight, and the mountains look really, really nice. So Ortho done a great job of that. I was using Bing and was only using zoom level 17. You don't need 18, 19 unless you've got like 5 terabytes of SSD or whatnot. So I'd recommend zoom level 17. Say that's a nice balance, gives a nice HD look. If you want to see, go to my San Diego flight in the US, a few flights back from this, and you'll see the quality of the orthos that they give off. So we're just coming around now on Sierra, and what we'll do is we are going to back taxi. So I'm just going to stop here so we can put our strobes on. So we'll put our strobes on, put our wheel and our wing.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to turn left now, backtrack the runway. So now we've got the reshading with Vulkan. Now we can have some real fun. There's all I wanted was more smoothness. It wasn't nothing to put the settings up or anything. I had no intention of increasing my settings. Don't need to on that front. But what it will do is it will just give a smoother sim, give a smoother, more realistic look as well. So we shouldn't have any sort of tearing from the GPU. So we'll go ahead now and do our full 180 back around. Okay, so there we go. So we'll just basically line back up. Okay, so there we go. When we depart out, we are going to make a, we're not going to cut the left as it's suggesting there, we'll wait till we're above the clouds, so we'll turn our terrain on. What we can also do is set the LNAV and VNAV. Now the LNAV won't activate if there is a discon, which there isn't, but it will activate after we take off, which ain't a problem. So we'll go ahead and we'll start our clock, we'll turn our landing lights and runway turn-offs on. Strobes are on, and we'll turn our logo on. So let's get ready to go. So 45%. And toga. Okay, yeah, speed alive.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. check. And gear retracted, so we'll close that. And we can turn our auto brake off. And what I also want to do is turn the LNAV on as well. Now we'll wait till we get over them clouds before we make that left turn around. So we've gone now to our climb thrust. So what we'll do is we will now make our left turn out.
Terrain.
Yep,
Terrain.
we know it's terrain.
Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Well, at least we know that the terrain works.
Terrain.
To make a nice view for the cinematics. So we're just increasing now through 173.
Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Just trim down a little. There we go.
Terrain. 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 Terrain.
Okay.
Terrain.
So we'll go back onto our path.
Terrain. Terrain.
And we'll go to flaps 1. There we go. That will give us our speed now to climb as we go up to Gimpo. Okay, so flaps up as we follow the flight director now. Okay, so up to 230, and now we'll just basically get up to around 25, hold that as we start to make that left turn to the right. Just passing 6,000 now. Okay, so set our QNHs back now. There we go, like so. Try not to overspeed, as we always do it with our altimeters. So I'll follow it on this PFD now. Follow it back. Okay, so we'll make that right turn now to get back on for the LNAV path. Slowly creeping to about 250. Okay, so now we're above 10,000. We'll hold our joystick steady as we turn off our runway turn-offs, our runway lights, and our taxis can go off with our wing well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light, and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight, and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay, so just make that left turn to intercept for Hotel India Juliet. Okay, so just climbing through 14,000 now for our speed of 30. Go ahead and turn the autopilot on now, so the aircraft has full control. It's going to nose down a little to pick back up for the speed that it wants to get, and now we are all good to go on our way to Gran Canaria. So that's it for now, guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you after the takeoff cinematics for our top of descent for our arrival into Gran Canaria with the lovely Orthos. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. How's it going, guys? So right now we are making a descent down into Gran Canaria, and we've got nice orthos there as well, so that'll be something to look forward to as we're coming on our arrival. So we're just descending through 340 and we've come down quite a nice descent profile. So this is going to be our route that we're going to take. Yep, we've already got the speed brakes open. So the route that we're going to take is basically, there we are, heading to Soru, and then once we come round on that left turn to Todko, then we'll decel just after, and then we'll be right ready to come in for our approach, where what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the localizer and then turn around and come back down for 3000 for runway 03 left. So let's have a look at our speed restrictions now. We'll be at 240. What we'll do is we'll tell the FMC to slow us down now for 270, which will give us, so we'll open up our speed brakes, and what we'll do is now we'll tell the FMC to go to 250. So slower descent rate down, and we want to go for the 356 barrow as well. Which is set. We'll go ahead now and set up our approach. So we'll go for a 149, flaps 30 plus 5. Okay, so got the speed brakes open now, just waiting to slow down. And we are on the 026 degree heading for runway 03 left, which would be nice. So for our QNH for the airport, we've got 1022, okay, 1021, 1022, and we'll go ahead and put that over on the first officer's side as well. 1022, which is checked as we slow now for 250, which gives us a better descent path. 040 at 16, so we'll have a wind from the right, I think, and we're going 240 at 148 for Todco, and we'll just go and set up now our radio. So 10990, okay, 10990, and on the other side we've got 10990, which I'm going to activate now, and we've got a 026 course. What I'll probably do is for the wing cinematics at the very end, we'll probably I'll probably do a special little approach that I'll do separately to this one, so we can get some nice views of the Orthos in Gran Canaria, as we're going to be basically coming down the side of this part of the island, so there's not really going to be much going on in terms of that. Okay, so just sending through 140 on our descent checklist. We can go to engine starts, which are continuous, and we'll have landing lights on under 10,000 feet. Got the ILSs which are set, so we'll run through our approach checklist so we can get that all sorted and ready for our arrival in. So engine start switches are continuous, landing lights under 10,000 will be put on. After that we've got our altimeter setting, which is 1022, which I'm going to set back now. And then after that, the 1022 we have on our checklist next. The ILS course frequency is 10990 for a 026 degree course, which is checked. Our V-card approach speed is flaps 30 at 149, going in for a 154. Our minimums is a 356 for a 200, I think. 278 decision. And we've got our taxi lights, which we set to auto. And then under 10,000 we'll do the rest of our check. So just approaching now into Gran Canaria. Get ready for that decel down to 240 once we pass our next fix, which will be the Golf Delta Victor So here's Gran Canaria. We're going to come in over on the left, so we'll just intercept left now, past our next fix after the decel, and it'll be ready. We'll go for an auto brake number 1, and we'll reset our view. And put the speed brakes back in. As by the time it gets to 250, it's going to start decel again. And we'll get the retard. So now the throttles will idle. That's the one thing with the 747, the FMC with the speeds. It will allow you to fly through at 300 knots if you really wanted to under 10,000. Whereas at least with the Zibo, it will level off if you're over 250, and then once you get to 250, it will start its descent again, so it won't allow the aircraft under 10,000. So just coming up to our decel now. I've got everything all set. I'm going to make that left turn now. As we come around, and then we'll basically swing past the airport, basically do a 180 degree turn back around. So something to look forward to. So we'll slow now to 240, and then on our next speeds we've got 239, 192, so it should be quite interesting. So just coming down now, making our way. Nice clear day, so make day for a good day of flying. So auto brake number 1, we've got the 026 degree course with 10990 nav frequencies, which are set now and checked on both sides, 10990 on both sides, which are active, which is fine. We'll wait for the ILS to become active nearer when we're making our turn, and I'm not going to activate the VOR lock until we are literally on the last 90 degree turn of the approach. So we'll swing a right, and then we'll backtrack the runway. So we're on a 189 right now, or a 185 should I say, and then we're going to go to the 205, which we'll stick in next. Okay, so the speed brakes are armed as we just descend now through 7,700, and now we can put on our landing lights, put on our runway turn-offs, and well, we will brief the cabin, then to get ready for our arrival. So now we're coming up to Lima Papa Charlie. Make that right turn to our heading of 205, and then we'll backtrack for 026. We'll slow to 239 and then 192 when we make that right turn or left, whichever way we're going to turn. We'll drop out flaps 5. So the localizers come on now. We'll make that right turn to 205. Okay, so now we'll open up our speed brakes, start slowing us down. As we go down to the 190 now, which will be our flaps up speed, and then we just have one more turn to make, and then we can come down into Gran Canaria, that lovely island arrival. So everything's all set. The aircraft is all prepared, ready to go. Got our QNHs which are set. just getting down now to our flaps up speed, and then once we make that turn around, we'll drop our flaps 5 and get all ready to come in. So let the speed brakes can go back in now. Okay, so we're just descending now through 5,000 as we go down to our flaps up speed. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will wait until we make that turn around, and then we'll go down to our flaps 5. So we'll lock the speed brake in, and we'll drop our flaps 5 now. It will allow us to slow down a little bit better. Okay, as you can drop your flaps 1 to 5 under 250. So just passing our flaps up now. Just wait for the localizer, and then we'll lock that in. So we're at our flaps 5. Just going to wait for the localizer. Once we level back off, we're going to hit the VOR lock. I have no idea why it's doing that. Oh, we'll tell it to go to runway. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set the 026.
1,000 to go.
So we'll set the 031. So we can get on for the VOR lock. Now the VOR lock's in, we'll activate that, which will then take over for us. And then as we're coming down for runway, we need to be for our flaps 30, which is exactly. So we'll let the aircraft stabilise at 3,000 feet, and then we'll drop our flaps 15. So there's the airport in sight. Okay, there's the glide slope. So what we'll do is we'll go flaps 15 and we'll drop our gear. And blow up the approach. Okay. Go flaps 25. Gear is down, 3 green. And we're just waiting for the glide slope, which is now active. Okay, and we'll go flaps 30. So we're coming down on the single channel, and that will give us our 154. So, ILS is established, glide slope's active. So what we'll do now is we can disconnect. There we go. So I have control of the aircraft.
2,500.
Okay, just keeping it nice and stable as we come down. So I have control of the aircraft. Start to lower the nose a bit now. Okay, just slight deviation to the left as we've got a little bit of wind coming from the right. Keep our speed nice and stable, just slight increases. So coming down now, you can see the puppies. Nice and stable. Keeping on with the glide slope. Okay, just slight lift up. Over to the right. Try not to stop our descent too much.
feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Check. Okay. 2 red, 2 white. Let's try not to let the wind get the better of us here.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, speed brakes are up and reverses are active. Check. Reversers can go back in. Manual braking. Don't have a clue why the Ryanair keeps going off. I'm going to have to change that. Sorry, guys. Alright, but there we are, down in Gran Canaria, ready to vacate onto Sierra 3. So, retract the speed brakes and we'll vacate the runway. Okay, so just coming up to the hold. A little bit bumpy, so we'll just slow down a little bit. There we go. Okay, we'll go in and we will turn off our landing lights, our runway turn-offs, our taxis can go off, put our strobes back to steady, and we'll leave our wing with turn up. We will, for daylight anyway. So there we are, guys, down in Gran Canaria. Now it's time for our landing cinematics, and don't forget to like and subscribe,
Okay,
and I'll see you all again in just a minute. And there we are, guys, down in Gran Canaria for the flight of the evening with the lovely TUIFly in the bright Wasp yellow livery with its little white nose.